we found the perfect signings to launch the new era at Manchester United. According to Standard Sport, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has identified 4 areas that need investment: centre-back, right-back, number 8 and centre-forward. So we built statistical profiles to identify dream, realistic and wildcard options in every position, along with a Squawka Suggestion based on stats. Get ready to send this to Sir Jim. At the heart of defence, Lisandro Martinez is the clear first choice. The Butcher just needs a partner that complements him. Rafael Varane does this to an extent, but doubt constantly surrounds his future and fitness. So we used his strengths and Martinez's weaknesses to create our search. The dream signing is Jared Branthwaite. The Everton Academy graduate is aggressive, two-footed and a monster in both ground and aerial duels. The latter is why he's moved ahead of Jean-Claire Todibo on our shortlist. Tosin Adarabioyo is a realistic shout. The Fulham centre-back is out of contract in the summer, so could even be signed alongside our wildcard option. Everyone's favourite football manager Will Still called Joseph Okumu one of Stade Rennes' best signings. You can see why we think he could be one of United's too. In the January window, the Squawka pick was Joachim Andersen, whose long-range passing would be worth the transfer fee alone. But now we're suggesting Ousmane Diamonde for the summer. The Ivorian is rarely beaten on the ground and even less often in the air. At Sporting, he's formed a brilliant understanding with Gonçalo Inácio, a similar player to Martinez, so he seems like the perfect fit. To visualise the perfect number 8, we're going to use our midfield trio radar. Kobbie Mainoo is the future of the United midfield and will develop into a fantastic number 6 for a single or double pivot. Bruno Fernandes is the club captain and one of the most progressive passers in the Premier League. Despite what his shirt says, O Magnifico is the number 10. To complete the trio, we need an aggressive midfielder who is not only comfortable in a double pivot and competent at sweeping up possession, but also capable of carrying the ball into the opposition third and beyond. Essentially, a big Scott McTominay upgrade to cover the bottom right of the radar. João Neves is the dream signing. You probably expected Frankie de Jong, so here's his radar. But back to the Benfica wonder kid. Equal parts combative and cultured, Neves won the most duels during the 2023-24 Champions League group stage and was one of 3 players to make more than 50 ball recoveries. The teenage mutant ninja pivot of Mainoo and Neves would be a huge risk, but worth taking. The realistic signing is Anton Stach. He's made more tackles, more interceptions, and won possession more times than any other player in the Bundesliga this season, but adds much more than his ball winning. Joey Veerman is the wildcard pick. Stylistically, the Dutchman would be a replacement for Christian Eriksen, a calm, composed, progressive passer from deep that could quarterback next to Mainoo, but he could clash with Bruno. The Squawka Suggestion would not. Mats Wiefer is the do-it-all Dutchman who operates in a deeper role, but also enjoys carrying the ball forward after regaining possession. He has the exact skill set and physical profile needed to complete this midfield puzzle. Everyone knows the dream right-wing signing. Michael Olise glides past players when carrying the ball and has always been a potent playmaker. This season, he's added goals to his game. But just in case United cannot convince Olise to move to Old Trafford, here are some other left-footed options based on his stat profile. Rafinha is another Premier League proven option. The Brazilian splits opinion in Barcelona, but his underlying numbers are some of the best in Europe. And Barca have their right wing sorted for the next 15 years. The wildcard pick is a familiar face and name, sort of. Rooney Bardakci scored a late winner for Copenhagen against United in the Champions League. The Swedish teenager would add goal and assist threat when Antony is unable to produce. Squawka's suggested Olise alternative is Matías Soulé. On loan from Juventus, the Argentinian has turned heads for a mid-table side due to his dribbling, goal-scoring and chance-creating ability. Sound familiar? Signing Rasmus Højlund was not a mistake. Failing to sign a centre-forward to share minutes and knowledge with the Dane was the issue. Bayern have the blueprint United must follow. The Bavarians signed Harry Kane to shoulder the goal-scoring burden at an elite club, allowing French sensation Matthias Tell to flourish free from the pressure. So, who can United sign to mimic Kane's profile, as well as the master and apprentice dynamic? Victor Gyökeres is not just the dream signing for United, he might be the dream centre-forward for every club in Europe. Just like Kane, the Swede can do everything from goal-scoring to playmaking, from dribbling to pressing. The radar says it all. But if United fail to qualify for the Champions League, Gyökeres is likely to be signed by a rival. A more realistic option is Jonathan David. The Canadian international is the youngest player on our shortlist, but has plenty of top-flight minutes under his belt. After consistently scoring for Lille in Ligue 1, he will enter the final year of his contract this summer. If we told you that a Brighton striker was the wildcard signing, you might expect to see this Evan Ferguson radar. But he's not the pick. Dennis Undav is. The German has been a consistent scorer throughout his career. Don't forget he averaged 0.73 goals per 90 as an impact sub for the Seagulls. At Stuttgart, he has established himself as one of the best forwards in Europe based on the Squawka striker score. The Squawka Suggestion is Harry Kane 2.0. Ivan Toney is a complete centre-forward who can dominate opponents physically and embarrass them technically. An ice-cool finisher and elite ball striker, Toney's self-confidence and mentality suggest he would thrive under the pressure of being the Man United number 9.